All right, so here's the situation. You're in your house, there's a knock at the door, it's the police. They want to talk to you, they want to check your house, they want to look at your Ring cameras, they want to know what you've been doing for the last couple of hours. What's my response? Know your rights. Know your rights. In the next few minutes, I'm going to explain everything you need to know about search warrants in the state of New Jersey. Hi, I'm Daniel Rosenberg. I'm a criminal defense attorney and I handle search warrant matters all the time, and I created this video to provide information and education to individuals who are suspected of or accused of a crime and have been exposed to a search warrant. So before we even get into what a search warrant is, why does anyone need a search warrant? Well, the government needs a search warrant because each and every one of us has a Fourth Amendment privilege to be protected from warrantless searches and seizures. That means the government can't come up to your door, knock on it, and say, I want to look around. That's the difference between the United States and other countries. We have these inherent rights, and it is critical that you exercise those rights. So if the government wants to come and look into your house, how do they sidestep or get around the Fourth Amendment? Well, that is, they need to get what's called a search warrant. A search warrant is a legal document authorized by a judge that allows police to conduct a search of a person, location, or vehicle for evidence of a crime. So what that means is, in my example in the beginning of this video, police knock on your door and they want to come inside. If you say no, they need a warrant to come inside. If they don't, they need to stop what they're doing. They need to leave. They need to draft a search warrant. Now, this can be written or telephonic, but oftentimes it's written, which means they need to put everything into an affidavit of probable cause. They need to go in front of an impartial judge, present this to the judge, swear under oath, and then have a judge sign off on the search warrant. That search warrant then gives law enforcement a period of time in which they can execute the search warrant. They cannot do it before and they cannot do it after. All right, so how do you get a search warrant? Well, you need probable cause. Well, what is the probable cause? That could be a law enforcement's observations, their own observations. It can be physical evidence. It can be video surveillance. It can be information from informants. And all of this information is taken together, put into a document, or verbally provided to a judge by a law enforcement officer who swears under oath that everything is true. So then, and only then, can law enforcement search your home, so long as they have legal authority in the form of a search warrant. All right, so what happens if law enforcement shows up and they execute the search warrant? Well, you have to comply. But then you can always defend against that search warrant. And the last question I wanted to address that I get relatively frequently is, well, what if they don't have a search warrant? Can the government still search my person or property? And the short answer to that is yes, in certain circumstances. These are called exceptions to the warrant requirement. By way of example, if you're under arrest, you have to be searched. If you provide consent, which you absolutely should not do, that's an exception to the warrant requirement. If there are something called exigent circumstances, that can be an exception. These are not all of the exceptions to the warrant requirement. There's some that you should be at least aware of to know that they're affecting your rights. If you or someone you know is charged or being investigated for a crime and it has anything to do with the search, please contact our office. We provide a free consultation to review your case and advise you of your rights and tell you what the best potential strategy could be to get the best potential outcome in your case. We are criminal trial attorneys. We have your back. That's what we do.